When I was a kid, I had this weird habit of creating imaginary stories inside my head. Most of the stories were about me being the superhero or the main character of that story. Like when I was in a plane, I would kind of imagine a weird scenario. Sometimes it can get a little bit brutal, but I would kind of imagine like what would happen if the plane crashed, how I would save everyone inside that plane, I would become the main character of that story. Or I can imagine the infamous thought that I think we all have thought about. Like where you were in high school and you were in the classroom, you would thought that what would happen if we have the power to stop time? I mean, what would we do, you know? I mean, sometimes we would still do that. We would still create stories inside our head as an adult. You meet a random girl in a cafe and then you kind of have a crush on her. So you talk to her for a little bit, and then when you got back home, you go back home and then you would imagine spending your whole life together with her. When the reality is that you just met her like 30 minutes ago, you only had like 5-minute conversation with her. Or sometimes you would still imagine doing those main character shit. Like what would happen if you book a one-way trip to Bali, to New Zealand, to Iceland, wherever that is, and never come back? But we often don't do what we imagine to do. And this is where video games comes into your life. The reason why people are so addicted with video games is because they're able to do all the main character shit in their life. You can take a look at GTA 5. You can go to a strip club, rob a bank, and do whatever the heck you want, bro. It's that freedom and excitement, the fact that you can do whatever the heck you want, that gets people hooked and addicted into playing that game over and over again. Because that game can pull up the superhero inside of you that has been stuck here for years. If you see the real life, some people out there are working a 9-to-5 job and their boss are nagging at them for not completing their work on time. When they get back home and turn on that PC, it feels like they turn into a superhero. Like if someone actually annoys them in that video game, they can easily kill that character. If you relate with the story so far, hit subscribe. I'm Albert and I'm helping you to become the best version of yourself. The reason why people are so addicted to video games is because it crosses your real life expectation consistently. Now let me ask you a simple question. How long would it take you to make $10,000 in real life? For some of you, it might take a month or even 2 weeks. For some of you, it might take a year, 2 years, whatever your business are or whatever you're currently working on. Now, when it comes to video games, everyone can make that easily, right? I mean, you can run GTA 5 and you can do like a stupid robbery mission and get like $1 million in just 15 minutes. This is why people are hooked, because they know they can make money. Even though it's a fake money, they're addicted because they can make a lot of money in a very short amount of time. I was wasting hours daily just to play my favorite video games, which is Skyrim. And the fact is, sometimes I don't even enjoy playing that game anymore. I was addicted to that video game, not because I could be the main character of that story or it crosses my real life expectations, but I just wanted my stress to go away. And of course, my stress was non-existent when I'm playing my video game. But after I turned off my PC, the stress I was feeling before I played video games, it amplified. Video game might seem like a good idea, right? To run from your problems, but we all know that running from your problem doesn't actually solve that problem, right? Because every time if I play video games, I would get more upset about myself, wondering like, why am I doing this? I should be out there grinding, making money to get some sales, you know? And you know what the most common thought that I had? The simple sentence that said, this is not what I'm meant to do as a man. Now every time that question popped up, I would feel very, very upset about myself. And the way I handle it is by burying it deep down, by playing more and more video games. But when I play video games, the same old question pops up again. It's like this vicious cycle that never ends. It only gets worse, one way or another. This has to stop. I want you to go to your Steam account right now and check how many hours have you spent on your favorite video games. Go on, check it out. You can pause this video if you want to. Now, so far since the beginning of 2023, I spent approximately 100 hours in the gym, and this is what it looks like. I know for some of you, it might seem like a very subtle differences. It's not a huge difference, but at least I've gone to the gym, pushing through my own limits and going through uncomfortable events. I know internally that I've done something good rather than being a lazy piece of shit. I mean, isn't that much better than just spending 100 hours on your favorite video game? What do you get from it other than feeling extremely bad about yourself right after you turn off that PC? Now, what I just said might really hurt yourself and your ego, and you might start to hate me, and that's good. It means you have that drive to improve yourself, so go out and use that. I mean, I'm just saying, you could have spent your time into something much more productive than just playing video games. But if I talk about how you can change your life this 2024, I got sets of good habits that you can try doing, so make sure you go and and watch that video. Now, you've probably spent hundreds or even thousands of hours into your favorite video games. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what would happen if you put the same amount of time, those hundreds of hours running GTA 5, those thousands of hours in Minecraft, and you put it into something that is actually productive for you, that is actually good in your life? It could be either one of these things, just simply going to the gym, grab a new book, developing a high income skill. I've literally used my free time to make YouTube videos now. It's currently like 4:20 p.m. and I used to play a lot of video games by this time, but I'm using it to make YouTube videos. I've actually quit my lifelong porn addiction and I've just published my book about it. Instead of feeling like that main character in that video games, why don't you be that main character inside this real life that you're currently living now? Now, I'm not telling you to rob banks or go to a strip club, that's not what I mean, but start doing some main character in your life. Your future is counting on you, so be the best man that your bloodline has ever seen. You're meant to achieve much more in life than just playing video games. Remember, if you go easy in life, then life be hard, but if you go hard in life, then life be easy. Find comfort in discomfort. See you next video. Cheers.